Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from Game 7 or from Championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it, it comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle with the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh!
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it through to Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. Want to know what I try to do? Try to make it nice and easy, but these damn hackers got me. On Facebook, which I was dealing with it a whole bunch yesterday. Shawn.Sierra.2025. Trying to get access to that. Don't have it yet, but hopefully it'll get there soon. On Twitter, it's ShawnSierra33. But on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, I'm at the Shawn Sierra. Listen, I got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So leave a question or comment on the YouTube page. It'll come up here in a thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show in that, my peoples. So what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check the chat, because the chat is jumping. For this TGI Mickey Ficky Friday, baby. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. Jr.'s coming in for the north side. Cornelius Squall's in the house. What up, Cornelius? Top of the morning, Armando salute and bear down. Mr. Southside himself is going on. What's up, my little subjects on the Mickey Ficky TGIF? Bear down. Southside stand up. FGB. What? FGB. AC Adams in the house. What's up, Baba? Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Like, bear down. Levette Lee's checking in. Happy Friday, y'all. FGB. Good morning. Levette, thank you for tuning in, Ma. I appreciate it. Let's see. And just a lot of other pleasantries. Everyone greeting everyone in this chat. Listen, I don't know a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. We got a great show for you. 10 o'clock, my man Nomad is going to join us. We're talking Bears football, final preseason game. A lot of position battles are up for grabs. People are out injured. The coaching staff is pissed. They're annoyed. And we're going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about all that today at 10 o'clock with my man, Nomad. I'm fired up to talk to him about this whole situation. The multiple situations that are going on, position battles for the Bears. Trying to see anyone else check in. I think I said hello to everyone in the chat so far. All righty. Listen, I want to remind you. Tomorrow. Mañana. Tomorrow, the Smoke Fellows are at Tap That Ash Cigar Lounge, 11151 South Halsted Street, Chicago. Woo! The one-man gang. 11151 South Halsted Street, Tap That Ash Cigar Lounge. The boys are back. The season premiere. They are back, baby. Show up for a live broadcast from there. 2 cigar minimum. Okay? It's also Men's Health Day. What they're doing is they're giving back to the community. All right, men's health screenings are going to be there. You're going to have your blood pressure check, glucose screenings, other health resources will be there. All right, we got to take care of ourselves, and that's the one thing that I thought was dope with these guys. Listen, if we don't look after our people, who will? All right? It's not just about smoking and drinking, because they like to smoke and drink. They also want to make sure that you do live a healthy life and that you catch things early. All right, so they wanted to do a thing give back to the smoking community and get some health screenings tomorrow. Tell you, it's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Watch this.
Okay, let's go.
It's going to be dope. I'm telling you. It's going to be dope. So, one of the things, let's just get this out of the way. I was fired up. You know, obviously you guys know I'm a Southsider. You know I'm a Sox fan. Many of you know, or just about all of you know, I went to St. Rita High School. Okay, now, the Pope was a substitute teacher at St. Rita High School when I was there. I don't remember him. But when they gave us the dates, when he was at St. Rita, it was there when I was there. He was there when I was there. So I had to have encountered him at some point, you know, because you have teachers take off and are sick and are out for whatever reason, and you have substitute teachers. Sometimes they'd have you substitute the jug or the detention. You know, you'd have to, if you get a jug, it's a jug. Detention after school, you'd have to go after school. You'd have to go across just across the street, across Claremont, into one of the other building. It was a big place. You had to sit in there for X amount of time. No talking, no nothing. Otherwise, you get another one. You got to come back the next day. It was crazy. But it was great, and I loved it because of the discipline that they gave. Remember, it was an all-boys school, so the amount of discipline they gave us was pretty strict. Okay? It wasn't, and trust me, you're not going to have, that was in the late 80s, mid to late 80s. Parents were not calling them saying, "Oh, you're mean to my son." No. No. We didn't have parents go up to say, your teacher, this teacher doesn't like my son. That wasn't how we were built back then. But the Pontiff was there. And as we all know, he's a huge Sox fan. And a couple of weeks ago, they had a promo. So if you remember, he was at World Series Game 1. They showed him on camera. And he's the first American Pope And he's from Chicago. And he's a Sox fan. So what they did was they gave out the miters. Right? They gave out the miter. You're like, what the hell's a miter? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is a miter. The Pope hat is what we call it. They gave those out to everyone, not just the first 10,000, everyone at the Sox game. And yesterday, one was personally delivered by a good friend of mine, the former St. Rita principal. He wasn't a principal when I was there. That was Father Murphy. God rest in peace. Power. We used to call him Power. Me and Joey V used to call him Power. Father Murphy. But Father Tom McCarthy came through after, and he and I became really good friends. He was a principal for a while, and he was at the Vatican, and he delivered the Pope his White Sox miter. Now, I don't know if he's going to wear it. Dude, that would be so freaking cool if he did wear it. I don't think they're going to allow him to wear it. Just keeping it a buck. I don't think they're going to allow him to wear it. But he's the Pope. He's going to be like, no, I'm going to represent Southside. Southside, stand up. Father Tom McCarthy, that picture is courtesy of Father Tom McCartney. Father Tom McCarthy. Not McCartney. He's not one of the Beatles. But I thought it was really cool. And he's made no bones. He has not hid his White Sox fandom at all. There are tons of people who've gone to the Vatican and said, go Sox. He'd yell, go Sox. A.J. Przinsky went out there, gave him a game ball from game 1 of the World Series. It's been dope. It's been pretty dope. I'm just saying. It's good stuff. And I just thought that was pretty cool. The Father Tom McCarthy, like I said, a good friend of mine, is out at the Vatican and was able to give, obviously he knows him. Was able to give him a miter, the White Sox miter. One of the ones, I think that one looks a lot better than the one they were handing out. The White Sox probably they had a custom made, because you can't give, that was, the miter they gave the fans was foam. That doesn't look like foam. That doesn't look like foam. That looks like it got a little bit of weight to it. I'm just saying. I don't know. But listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a real quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to get it crack-a-lacking, baby. We're going to get into it. Top of the morning topics, all right? So don't go anywhere, folks. Quick break. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe.
Sean Burke comes set, and he's going to spin and fire over to first, and a good quick tag by Murakami, but Corey Seager got in safely.
Well, Seager's...
Oh, they're going to challenge it.
Okay.
He might have picked him off.
Seager's not really likely to try and steal, but they caught him a little flat-footed there.
He's out. You know, he tagged him right on the backside. It just helps a first baseman be in a better fielding position.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out.
Brandon Nimmo.
The 1-2 with the runner moving. And the pitch low and the throw in time to get left.
Montgomery, right-handed against the lefty Gore. Montgomery fights it off down the line and right fair. Mydroth will take the turner on third. A bobble in right. Chase scores easily. Braden changes places with him, and the White Sox lead 1-0. 34th run driven in.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Chicago Sports Network. Those were the good guys from the South Side, baby, on Wednesday. They finished off the Rangers. Yeah, baby, baby. Taking the series 2-1. That's all I need. That's all I need. Take them 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Finish up the rest of the season like that, and I am straight. Sox fans will be happy. Great work by the boys. 2.5 games up, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. In the standings, heading into the weekend today. Yes, over Cleveland. Those sons of biscuits. Oh, well. But let's get crack-a-lacking, baby. You know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
First top of the morning topic. We're going to start right there on the South Side, baby. With the good guys from the South Side on Wednesday, the White Sox. Spanked that ass. Beat the Texas Rangers 10-4. And won the series 2-1. I should not win the series. Won the series. Come on. I guess you could still use either or. That's fine. It beat him 10-4. Sean Burke got the start. No decision. 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 walks, 3 punch-outs. Tristan Peters, my man, is doing it again. He was 3 for 4, a double, his 27th, a homer, his 12th, a single. All he was missing was the also difficult triple for another cycle. He also drove in his 12th RBI of the season. It seems a little low. It seems really, really low. Wow. Let me double check that. Like I said, that seems only 12 RBIs. Yeah, we gotta double check this. Let me see this. Yeah, that's low. What was I doing? What was it? You know what it was? It was his 12th homer. And then he had 2 RBIs. See? Damn him. Damn you, Sierra. He had 2 RBIs. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Thank you. I said that felt really, really low for him. So Tristan Peters he was 3 for 4. A double, a single, a double, and a homer. 2 RBIs, bringing his total to 52 on the season. Brenton Doyle was 2 for 4. Youngster hit his 3rd homer of the season, driving in 4 ribbies on the evening, bringing his total up to 12. And Sam Antonacci, the so annoying one to all his opponents. He was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs for his 39th and 40th RBIs of the season. The White Sox, the next top of the morning topic, the White Sox, they travel to the Twin Cities to face the Twins. They finally got their first day off yesterday. They had 16 days in a row with a game because remember they had to make up the Atlanta game. There should have been a game that they were off, but Lord have mercy, was it nuts? You know, Sam Antonacci is in very elite company. Only 2 people in Major League Baseball history over a 5-game period had at least 10 hits, a homer in each game, multiple doubles, multiple walks, and a stolen base. Only 2 people in Major League Baseball history have done that in a 5-game stretch. Tristan Peters is some other guy named George Herman Ruth. That's crazy. That is crazy. Talk about keeping good company. This guy's been a godsend. You know, when he was cut by the Yankees, DFA'd by the Yankees, or the Yankees or the Rays? These are the Yankees. You know, sometimes just a change of scenery does it for players. And it obviously did it for Tristan Peters. We'll keep it moving. The next top of the morning topic. Cubs. Man, tough one. On Wednesday, the Cubs fell to the Arizona Diamondbacks 2-0 and lose the series 2-1. Matthew Boyd was on the bump. He got the loss. He's 8-3 on the season. He wins 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 punch-outs. PCA was 1 for 4 with a double, his 27th. And Taylor was 1 for 3. Those are the only 2 hits of the night for the Cubs. Cubs also had the day off yesterday. And the next top of the morning topic is the Cubs host the Reds at the Friendly Confines for the weekend, starting tonight. Today, not even tonight. Today, first pitch is at 1:20 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 104.3 FM or 670 AM, The Score. The probables for today's game for Cincinnati, for the Reds, Rhett Lauder is on the bump. He's 5-8 with a 5.13 ERA. While the Cubs tried out David Peterson, newly acquired pitcher David Peterson, who's 7-7 with a 5.17 ERA. Shawn says Peters is on a heater. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Peter on the heater. That's funny. The next top of the morning topic, the Bears. Baby. The Bears, they take on the Tennessee Titans Saturday, tomorrow in Nashville. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Fox 32 or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. Now, this is crazy. I highly doubt Caleb Williams will play, or there are many of the starters on offense. So we got to wait and see. Let me get this ticker off the bottom. Oh, still got it. Oh, Steve-O. I don't know where he got 6:30 from. The game's at 5 p.m. Central. Next top of the morning topic. NFL has canceled the Pro Bowl. Now, it's not the end of the world. Okay? It's not the end of the world because, let's be honest, the Pro Bowl was crappy anyway. It was crappy anyway. They didn't even play a game. They went to a flag football game. They had events. And it was just, it was stupid. Okay? It was just bad. You know, football's a game where you need to go 100 miles an hour or you can get hurt severely. I mean, you're going to get hurt going 100 miles an hour, but when you don't go all out, the chances of you getting hurt are increased big time. So it was long overdue. It was literally on life support. People didn't want. No one liked it. Players didn't like it. However, they will. So only people it affects are the people who aren't going to play in it, and the substitutions. All right. So you still have All Pro. You still have the All Pro honors, but there's only going to be one team. First team. I mean, not All Pro. You're still going to have Pro Bowl honors, but there won't be any alternates. You know, because a lot of times people just didn't want to go anymore because it was shitty. Nothing more, nothing less. Because remember, it was dope back when we were younger. They flew you to Hawaii. And what's really weird is that I think the Bears Super Bowl had something to do with it because the Bears won a Super Bowl, but the next day was the parade. And 9 or 11 Bears were not able to partake in the parade because they had media obligations Monday at the Pro Bowl. So they went right from New Orleans to Hawaii. Walter Payton, Jim McMahon, Richard Dent, right? Probably Wilbur Marshall, Mike Singletary, all those guys. The NFL, they had mandatory media obligations. So those guys weren't even in the parade. That's crazy. That is crazy. And remember, they started having the Pro Bowl the week. They used to have the Pro Bowl the week off. So after the Championship Sunday, there'd be 2 weeks of the Super Bowl. And they started putting the Pro Bowl in that off week. But even then, people got hurt. You know, football's a crazy game. So people got hurt. You know, you tear up a knee in late January, because it wasn't February at that point. Just say late January, early February. Back then, you missed the whole season. You're hoping to come back the next season. So it was crazy. The NFL is spending money needlessly because they fly players out. I forgot how many people they fly out. Now, listen, not that it's a big thing because the NFL makes billions now, but back then it was probably hundreds of millions of dollars. So all those plane tickets really didn't matter, and it was a tax write-off for the league anyway. But it was horrible. It just got bad. Shawn said NFL made the right move because the Pro Bowl is becoming a lackluster game. Yes. Junior said Pro Bowl turned into a joke. They should just turn into an award show. They do. They do have an award show. They do. They do. They heard you. No, but they have an award show. It's in Orlando. Week of the Pro Bowl. Saturday night. So, it was long overdue. Like I said, it was on life support. Anyway, let's get into some baseball talk. Talked about the Cubs. The Cubs hosting the Reds this weekend. See the pitching matchups. Pitching matchups for today. As I told you, Rhett Lauder for the Reds, David Peterson. Tomorrow, Andrew Abbott for the Reds, Kevin Gossman for the Cubs. Sunday, Chase Burns for the Reds going up against Shota Imanaga. You know, here you go. You have some games that you should take. Again, never will I say anything's easy. Cincinnati's 63-70. They're last in the NL Central. The Cubs need to go to work. The Cubs are 18 games over 500. Cincinnati is 8 games under 500. The minimum should be 2 out of 3. The minimum should be 2 out of 3 for the Cubs. Minimum. It should sweep. But at least 2 out of 3. See, look at the Cubs in their last 10 games are 4-6. You look at Milwaukee in their last 10 games, 7-3. Milwaukee holds a 7-game lead in the division. I don't think the Cubs are catching them. I don't. That's just too big of a lead to surpass with so few games left. It's 134. 134 games in, 28 games left. To cover 7 games, that's a lot. That's a lot. Not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying it's a lot. So, I'm telling you, this Cubs team is one that's not going to be a team you want to face as they hit the playoffs. You don't want to face. They got people coming back. We saw Palencia the other day, although he got rocked. You have pitchers coming back that are going to be helpful. Arms that are going to be helpful. Okay? And the cool part about it is as long as you're not giving up gopher balls that are leaving the park, you got one of the best, if not the best defensive team in baseball behind you. So go ahead, hitters. Go at them. You got a Gold Glover in center in Pete Crow Armstrong. You have a Gold Glover in left in Ian Happ. You have a Gold Glover at short, Dansby Swanson. Nico Horner's a Gold Glover. So you have a bona fide top 2 defensive team behind you. Top 2 defense. If they're not 1, man, then they're 1A. They're 1A. Because, Lord, that team defensively is out of this world. According to Vinny Duber in the Chicago Sun-Times, says resilient Cubs still confident. Despite going 2-4 on the trip, they know sky is the limit. And that's what they got to worry about that. They just got to worry about the next game. They got to just worry about the next game. And it's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You can't change what happened. You can't work on tomorrow. You can only deal today. But it's going to be a tough one. I just don't see him. It's too big of a lead. Just focus on playing good baseball, getting into the tournament, into the postseason, and do your damage there. My man, Rick Gonzalez checking in. What's up, Rick? Slick Rick is in the house. He says, if the Cubs catch the Brew Crew, I will join in singing Kumbaya, my lord, at Wrigley with the other Cub fans holding hands in the bathroom. FGB. And he goes on the right. Southside stand up. Hashtag F visiting Wisconsin. I haven't been there in a while. Goes down amigo. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Thank you. Patty Lyrics checking in. Like happy Mickey Figgy TGI Friday, Theo Shawn. Is that Jeremiah, Monica, or both? Along with Patty? Good morning, Lyric Clan. And my Southsiders. My Southsiders were doing some good things. I'm telling you, the things that we're doing on the South Side are awesome. The resilience that the White Sox have is awesome. I was at a cigar event last night. There was a little live band, cover band that was playing. It was actually pretty good. I don't even remember the name. I don't think I got the name of the band. But anyway. I was speaking with one of the senators, Illinois senators. He was there. I see him there a lot. And big Sox fan, huge Sox fan. But he's a paranoid, traumatized Sox fan. Traumatized Sox fan. So he pulled me aside. We were talking. He got there. I was like, "Hey, senor, how are you?" He's a Hispanic guy. And he was like, "Oh, my Sox gonna make the playoffs? Are they gonna win the division? Are they gonna win the division?" He's like, "Please tell me." He goes, "Because I'm nervous. I'm nervous." I'm like, "They'll win the division." I said, "They'll make the playoffs." He's like, "I don't know, man. I don't know. We've seen this before. We've seen them collapse before." So I get it, Sox fans. We're traumatized. We are traumatized. I get it. I get it. So, but listen, we got to take a quick break. But before we go to break, I want to do this. I want to send a big shout out. I want to send a big shout out. I want to say happy birthday to my two cousins. I have two cousins who are born on the same day. I'm not sure if they're the same year. I don't know. They're not the same year. He's a little older. I want to say happy birthday to my cousins Gabriel, Toma, Ortiz, and my cousin Melissa Sierra, who's she lives down in Austin, Texas. So if you ever hear me talking about my cousin in Texas, it's usually her. Her uncle also lives in Texas, but he lives in Houston. She's down in Austin. But happy birthday, Primos. I love you guys. Toma and Melissa. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Send you plenty of love here from the Shy. Just want to make sure you guys knew that. All right? But let's take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we're going to talk to Nomad. We're talking Bears football, baby. We have a lot of questions to answer. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Everybody in a work zone is someone somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
With the Bears for a 2-year deal. And he's got a one-on-one matchup on the outside, and a rolling Scotty Miller is there with the catch.
Talk through situations and what the ups and downs are going through as young quarterbacks learning.
J.P. Richardson makes the catch, part of the Chicago practice squad last year. He
Z-drive, X-post on one. It tells everybody what to do. And
there is a connection to McLeod from Keenum on 4th down and short. Looking left, throwing left, wide open, touchdown, Britton Brown. Still the left-hander. He's got time, and he overthrows his man. That's 2 for Beanie. Beanie Bishop Jr.
As you game plan in the NFL.
As Coleman Bennett breaks a tackle, run game, touchdown.
That was all him.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those are the Bears. Week 1. Loved it. I love it. I'm excited about week 3. Excuse me. And we're going to talk about it with my next guest. Fired up to talk about it with this guy. He's from the Nomad Network, former Division I football player. You can catch him on YouTube at the Nomad Network. Got a lot of great breakdowns. Being a former college player, Division I, especially a Division I college player, gives you a little more insight That's why I love listening to him and watching his shows. Sometimes he has me on one or two of his shows. You can find him on Twitter at Nomad Networking. Guys, it's welcome back to ShawnSierraSports. Our guy, Nomad. Nomad, what's up, Bubba? How are you?
Yo. What's up, people? What's up, SuperBack? Let's get something straight right out the gate. You're a permanent member of the show. Whenever you want to pop in, you get first up, man. All you got to do is say, hey, let me in, coach, and there you go. Anytime.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
whenever you're ready, that's all you got to do.
Well, you hold the same. You have that same luxury here, bro. I love talking football with you. We can talk it at a high level, and I appreciate We were talking the other day when you called. We started getting into it. And we're like, "Are we on a podcast right now, or what?"
That's what every conversation, like privately, me and Shawn talk about, personalized stuff that's going on privately, but quickly that thing spins into a podcast. We ought to be live every time we talk. It's seriously funny how every single time it spins out that way every time.
Yeah, because that's two football players talking football, and we just can't. You know what? You know what I feel like when we start talking. Like you said, it'll start somewhere else. I feel like fucking Pookie in New Jack City. Like, they should be calling me, man. They should be calling me.
You're a junkie. I'm a junkie. That's what I'm about. That's what I did all last night. It's what I'm gonna do when I get off of here, because right now in this part of the season, I'm basically an unpaid Bear scout, talent evaluator, because now I got to go skim 31 other rosters and see, using AI too. That helps a little bit. Find out, for salary cap reasons or just reasons that they can't keep certain talent on the team. There's some nice talent on the back tier of some of these rosters that they just won't be able to keep. And so that's what my mission is, being an unpaid Bear scout. Ryan Pose, I want my damn money, but doing that job. And it's going to be interesting to see, man. I'm already probably quarter of a way into it, man. Some good talent on the bottom tier of the roster every year.
Yeah, there is, and we still need some holes plugged. No diddy. But let's get to it. The left tackle position. Is it as important as everyone makes it out to be? It's Chicken Little. The sky's falling. We don't have a left tackle. We don't have a left tackle. We're gonna die. We're gonna lose. We're going 0-17. Is it as dire as some people want to make it?
I don't think so. I think it's important. It's always important. Every one of them dudes up along that front is important, but to the point that a lot of people in legacy media and some of the podcasters, they make it seem, they just get fixated on something and make it within themselves something, and it mushrooms into something else amongst the fan base. They start echoing what they hear. And it really, I think they have solid depth there. It's about who they feel like is the best guy moving forward for at least this year. And I think they got a couple of pretty good options here.
Who do you think takes it? Because I'll tell you what, my guy that I really wanted Jedrick Wills to take that spot, and he did. I just don't think he did enough to secure it and say it's mine. Because you and I, when we were talking, I said, when you're drafted in the first round, an offensive lineman, you have special talents. There's a special skill set to be a first round pick. When you're drafted in the top 10, there's even more special talents that you have that many other, if not most offensive linemen don't have. And then he just couldn't get it done. And I really, really wanted him to go, because that's putting a first round left tackle to guard Caleb for the next 6 to 8 years, because he's been in the league a couple of years, and he didn't do it. Your thoughts on Jedrick Wills, and who do you think has the leg up or is in the lead for that job right now?
Well, let's start with the back. Well, let's start at the top, man. His pedigree, you can't deny. You can't deny starting. At least I think he was at Alabama at least 3 years, starting Alabama O-lineman, a tackle there. That pedigree is unreal. He was a boss over there. Yeah, he was a boss over there. Until like a week or two ago, I didn't realize how significant that last surgery was. Apparently, it was really, really that's a hard surgery to come back from. From what I'm seeing now, let's just get right to the play. From what I've seen, number one, he was always going to be fighting an uphill battle when you had three other linemen that had a year and a half into the system. He was always going to be fighting an uphill battle. And right now, I mean, it was always from when we signed him to where we are now is how much retention do you have for the information? How quickly can you gather information, put it on the field, and show us that you're worth, this move here? Because it's a gamble. They shook the dice and threw him out there, and I thought it was a great gamble, and I still think it was. Now back to the tape. The first time you saw him out there, he had a couple snafus and it didn't look good. One of them showed up on tape that got everybody talking. It was a sack on Tyson Bagent. Not good. Okay, go back to the drawing board with him, try to work on some of the stuff, clean it up. And the next time I saw him on tape, I thought, now this might sound like a reach to you all. I'm talking about in totality of looking at all the guys that are in the run for that position, including Braxton Jones. I thought Jedrick had the best tape of them all, out of all of them, and everybody had pretty much wrote him off as, okay, he's in the right tackle conversation about being the backup over there. It's over now. It's Theo and now it's Braxton. Nope. The very next week he just jumped them all, and he was right behind Braxton for 1 and 2 reps. And they're always telling us what exactly it is by those moves like that. Yep. And so he's right there. That's why they haven't declared Braxton. And so
they haven't.
That's I think people ought not write this thing off yet. I'd still say it's going to be Braxton right now by way of what I spoke about previously about the retention part of it, until I think he gets another opportunity to get in there. And once he gets in there, I don't think you get him out if they keep him.
I hope so. I think they will. Because, again, I know Theo started for us last year, a couple games. But there's nothing like having a first-round left tackle, okay? Like you said, with a pedigree. This guy started 55 games, if I'm not mistaken, for the Browns. 44 or 55, one of the two, pardon me if I can't remember exactly. So he's got pro experience. He's got traits. I'd rather keep someone like him over a guy like Theo. And as much as I like Theo, the Canadian Eagle, all right, it's just not personal. So I hope he gets it from your lips to God's ears, man, because I hope he's able to get it, because I think Braxton's on a mission this year. I think Braxton is really trying to solidify it, because he's trying to get a big contract.
Yeah. So
I'm not worried about Braxton, because I'll tell you what, if Charles Leno got a big ass contract when he got here and that dude was a revolving door, okay, I ain't worried about Braxton. Braxton will be fine. We know his anchoring isn't the best. We know that. Skinny chicken legs, I get it. Bad genetics. But that dude can get out there and run block. And I'm not worried about him. He'll get offers. He'll get tons of interest. I would just like Jedrick Wills on the left side to have him entrenched there, get comfortable there, and now you got a first-round left tackle protecting Caleb's backside. That's just my thoughts.
You just got to give him. He just needs more time and just more opportunity to get in there. And basically, after he hadn't played football in about a year and a half, almost 2 years, and it takes time to get that confidence back. You're coming off of a big injury, and all of it is up from the neck up for the most part.
Yeah,
information retention and getting that confidence back, and so. Those two things, and from what I saw on tape the last time we saw him, I saw him take a nice jump there. And that's the reason why he moved up on that depth chart and started earning more reps over there with the ones and trading, reps with Braxton Jones. Hey, can I quickly answer? Cornelius Squalls asked the question. He says, since you mentioned me, are any running backs that the Bears should pick up if they're cut? Two of them, Cornelius, just jump out right off the top of my head, and that would be Trey Benson in Arizona and Tyrone Tracy in New York. So far, it's just based off the information I got so far. Those two would be the two names to watch.
Okay, cool. let's stay on the offense, and let's talk about the wide receivers. All right, my favorite Bear on the team is no longer here, DJ Moore. All right, so now that Moore is going to, no pun intended, but Moore is going to be expected of Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, even Jahdae Walker. All right, you fought your ass off to make this team as an undrafted free agent, and then you had some of the biggest catches of the season late in the season when we needed you. Colston Loveland, there has to be that 650 plus yards going to have to be distributed, made up somewhere. How do you see that wide receiver room? Do you see someone ready to take leadership of that room? Who's the wide receiver one? Do you even really need a quote unquote wide receiver one in this offense?
I've always thought that was a little bit overrated. It's just a label to me.
Right.
In a scheme like this one, it's from week to week is designed for this person to attack, that person to attack, and it's basically a personalized script for that team. So this week it's Rome Odunze is going to get all the targets. We want to target him first. He'd be the primary target. Next week it's Colston Loveland. Next week it's how it goes. It's Luther Burden. So depending on the script and who's who for that script, it could go anywhere. But yeah, I expect Rome to see most of the targets, and I think he's going to have a huge year. I think it'll be neck and neck between Burden and Colston Loveland, if you want to know the truth. But I think Rome's poised to have a big year, man. And some of these other guys, again, it's going to be determined based on who we're playing that week and who they think can exploit whatever they think they're going to have to face on the defense. So I don't pay a whole lot of attention to, who's wide receiver one, but some of the depth on the back end, seeing Caden Davis come in here and get these huge reps. I'm just being honest with you. My first thoughts are, okay, is it possible he can turf somebody out at the back end of that roster? How many receivers will they keep? It's all a big question mark. My first instinct say he probably won't make the cut, but they'll try to keep him around somehow.
Yeah.
Not the 53.
Bury him on the practice squad, which is not safe because someone's going to come and scoop him up in a heartbeat. So how many wide receivers do you think they keep? I mean, let's kind of go through them. You got Rome. You got Rome. You have Luther. Are you angry with me? Jahdae Walker. You have the guy from Holy Cross, the guy from Detroit.
Yeah, that's 14. I'm
14.
Khalif Raymond.
Khalif Raymond.
4. And you got the rookie, 5.
Who? Xavier Thomas, is right.
Xavier, and I think, to be honest with you, they did keep 6 last year.
I'm not sure.
I think it's possible they may squeeze one more in, but we have some funny injuries right now, and they may go in another direction this year because of that and keep an extra this and extra that. Maybe they keep an extra O-lineman. Maybe they keep an extra safety or corner, whatever it is, because of injury concerns or something like that. So it's hard for me to say if they would keep a 6th receiver. I don't think it's that important at this point right now. It could be fluid. In the next couple of games, they might change some stuff up and add an extra receiver. But right now, I think providing depth to some other positions might be more important than how many receivers we keep.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. Let's go to Caleb. He's obviously the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Your thoughts on him? One of the biggest things about Caleb is, and it's been repeated ad nauseum, is that he's got to do the mundane, the simple, hit the layups, hit the checkdowns, hit the short underneath routes. What have you seen from him? And I know it's only one series, okay, but did you see growth in that? Did you see that? And then how, if you did see it, how good of a season do you think he will have because he decided to take the layups, do the mundane, do the boring, get it to the running backs, or get it to the underneath crossers. How good of a season do you think he will have if he has decided to take those?
And something that is as simple as you had make that sound, and it is. It's hard for a young guy with a whole lot of vigor, and he sees opportunities to make big plays. Isn't scared to try to stick the ball in a tight spot or take that one-on-one coverage down deep and thinking he can, drop that ball, that thing in the bucket. Those kinds of quarterbacks, it's hard to take that mindset from them. But clearly you can see, based on what little bit we saw in the preseason, they have been focused on that a lot, taking the short be check down Charlie. You got all these great athletes that all you have to do is drop the ball off to and let them run. Get focused on being better at that, putting the ball in an advantageous spot for those guys to catch it and keep running, keep it in stride with them. And so that you can tell that they're working on that. Again, but I think to me, one of the things that I've been saying for the past 2 years, like one of the things that's going to take him from being a pretty good quarterback in a West Coast offense, in a pro style offense, to being a great one. One little aspect of it, more than a lot of other things, is probably the ball fake. Be a master of the ball fake and really, really, really put that linebacker or one of these safeties on freeze because they're not sure who has the ball. Like that kind of thing from guys like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, those kind of people, Drew Brees, they mastered that. And so I think his next level has some of that in it, and him being a great play fake quarterback and freezing the defense a little bit gives him an advantage. Like a second is a freaking year.
Yeah.
In the time of a defense.
Uh-huh.
You can just get him to hesitate and be unsure about where that ball is just for a second. You just
happens, yes. And you're speaking from experience because you're a DB and you understand that. Man, was that a run? I got a run support. What? Damn! And there he goes. And that's all you need. Just literally that short break for your questioning it is all you need to get beat. I think, they talk about offense takes, it'll take about 3 years to master. Okay, well, he's in year 2. All right, maybe even a little behind because year 1 year 2 he had to unlearn all the shit he did in year number 1. I'm kidding, but I think that might be his next evolution. That might be his next thing. Because the one thing that the great athletes do is they always add something to their game every year. You know what I mean? Whether it's in the weight room, whether it's, this shot, that shot, not this year. He looks like he's leaning more toward the check downs and the gimmies. And by the way, Caleb, I don't know if those yards still go on your total. I don't know if you knew that. Just let him run. Even though it's a 2-yard pass, just let him run for 30. And then next year, I think maybe that's the next progression where Ben says, okay, now I need you to work on a ball fake. All right. And if he does that, holy cow. Because I think this year he's going to have a great year because of the fact that if he is dialed in on taking the underneath and the short and the gimmies and the mundanes, wow, it's going to open up so much downfield because look what you got. Jade Walker, you have Roma Dunze, who's fast. You have Luther Burden, who's really fast. You have Xavier Thomas, who's really, really fast. You got Khalif Raymond, who's in the system and is really fast. Like, you got guys who can just go, get it to them. God forbid they break one tackle and they're chasing DBs because the DBs are running with the receivers downfield and they're running right up the tail of the DB. I think that's his next step. I don't know if it'll come this year, and if it does, maybe it's later in the year, but I think next year that's going to be his thing, and he'll be as close to almost a complete quarterback at that point toward the middle to the end of next year. Your thoughts?
You start thinking about it in a way. Let's simplify it even more. 3 guys you can really, really freeze, or 3 positions you can really, really freeze. Just to say a lurking safety, number 1, way back deep in the coverage. If he's not sure whether that ball is handed off or it's on Caleb Williams' far hip being hidden, that's thinking, and that's what you want him to be doing. 2, the linebacker. There might be a spy there that's there to his initial job is to spy the quarterback. You're going to freeze him. 3, an edge rusher, one of these quick, fast edge rushers. You freeze him right there at the line of scrimmage if he has to read before he rushes. You're going to freeze 3 guys. And
every
so
level.
that's a huge advantage. I hope I simplified that enough to let people understand how important that is. And I think every time I see him play, I'm starting to see him carry out the play fakes a little bit better. And even if the ball is handed off, he's kind of booting out, looking like he's running the ball anyway. And so somebody's emphasizing that with him. And these are little incremental things that helps make a quarterback great. When you have that total mastery of it, it's going to come down to when he's really good, all he's going to be focused on is which safety, whether it's a 2 high safety, single high safety, and how to attack the safeties. When he's done really, really mastering this. So who knows, man? He could hit warp speed sometime this year. We never know, but we'll see. I think it's still going to take him a couple years to be really great at that.
Yeah, and to borrow a coaching phrase from one of my colleagues, JJ Wright, and he said one of his coaches taught him, says, if you take care of the little things, there are no big things. Yeah. And a little thing like that, like the play fake, riding the play fake out, that little thing, that extra half a second that you wait and you ride out when you let that hand go, it freezes everybody else, opens up so much for you. And I think you're right. I think when he does get it all, it's good. Everything's gonna be so much. It's just second nature to him. It's gonna be like riding a bike, and it's really gonna cause a lot of problems for a lot of people, a lot of defensive coordinators, and they use every level, safeties, linebackers, rush ends. They're like, oh shit, maybe pause for half a second, and that half second you pause could be just enough for that tackle to gain control of you. You know what I mean? And now you can't get to you can't get to the spot because now you're being mauled by an offensive tackle. So I love his growth. I can't wait to see how much growth he's had from last year to this year. And I can't wait to see the demeanor. He seems like more of a leader. Talk about him not being afraid to get in people's faces now. Like he's calling the plays. Him and Bennett both said that they're both basically seeing the same thing now. So they're talking the same language. They're seeing the same things. And Caleb is now leading this team more vocally than he did last year.
You got to think of how far we've come. Think about how far we must have come. Think about installing an offense. And for the people who, again, I say this on the show all the time, for the people who don't know how much information comes with a West Coast concept, all you have to do is Google it. Just Google it one of these days and see how much verbiage is in just one play. In one play, it's a lot of verbiage, and that play comes with a couple of audibles to it within the huddle. And then now you're going from, pre-snap operations, getting into the huddle, getting to the line of scrimmage on time, and just know where he had to be last year. And he was swimming and treading water the whole time.
Drowning, he said. Hey, he goes, I'm drowning.
Yeah, out in the deep water, man, out in the deep water trying to function with all that water around him. And that's what it probably felt like to him. And now we've kind of graduated past that stage, you would think. And now we're starting to work on the little intricacies of the offense and try to be better here, try to be better there. Now he understands better what the intent of all the plays are. Somebody asked me a few weeks ago, do you think Caleb will get more freedom at the line of scrimmage? I'd say probably not, man. I think he's still in the information gathering phase and learning why Ben Johnson calls certain plays that he's calling. You know what I mean? Okay, what's the intent? What are we what's our primary area to attack here? What are we trying to do? He's starting to learn that. And that's getting a small amount of mastery of the system. You know what I mean? So I think if everything stays where it is, man, we're gonna see monumental growth out of this cat, man. And I don't think you need to be totally in mastery of the system for us to take a team as talented as we have to a Super Bowl. You don't have to be great, but just be functionable in what you know about this offense and how to attack it. And if you find yourself in a play where you need to call something at the line of scrimmage because you know it ain't right, be able to go stand in front of that coach eye to eye and say, I saw something different, and him be able to trust you. That's how you earn it.
Well, that's what Ben said, and Caleb said in pressers. He's like, Ben told me, make me right. So in other words, if I call something and you don't see it, and I don't see it, you see it, then you can kind of, make me right and either get out of the play, change the play. So the trust level that Ben has with this young man has grown leaps and bounds. It's grown leaps and bounds because of the fact that he's had a whole year and two playoff games of experience under his belt. This is going to be exciting, man. It's going to be really, really exciting to see him grow, to see him change plays because he sees something a little different, or he sees the disguise that a defense is using when they're really going too high, but they got a single high showing. And you know what I mean? Like that type of thing is going to be great to see him master it. And how soon he's in year what, 3 now?
3, yeah.
Year 4, year 5. How soon before you think he's really able to manipulate defenses like some of the best, some of the greatest have done?
The key to it all, one of the things we haven't spoken to quite yet is the continuity of that offensive line. Without that, we wouldn't have seen the growth that we saw last year. Without that, was the biggest thing that happened last year was getting bona fide guys at least 4 spots, making sure that it was bona fide. Now, his growth is basically tied to how much continuity the offensive line have. Those 5 are pretty much married to how much growth Caleb has. As long as they can keep him clean and he's not back there jittery and dodging bullets and carrying on like that, he'll grow exponentially. But that has to be the baseline. And I was so happy when Ben Johnson got here and solidified some of those spots for him and made sure that we can, at least from the inside, make sure we can pass pro way better than we did last year. We can't have that guy on the ground all the time expecting him to grow and him not growing gun shy at some point. So he's growing because of the continuity of the offensive line. And I think it's unlimited so long as they keep continuity in the 5.
Agreed. Do you think this is the year where it's going to be very bizarro world for us Bear fans where we're going to be looking forward toward the offense and kind of have some question marks on the defense when here in Chicago for as long as I can remember, we were always confident in the defense and it was always, I hope the offense can do this. I hope the offense can do that. Seems like the roles are reversed. Was that how you see it as well?
In a way, it's weird because actually towards the end of last year, everybody like Cornelius and everybody else, AC Adams, shout out to y'all, everybody over here in the chat. Anybody that's been around the Nomad Network listening to shows, especially the in-game broadcast, the live game broadcast, they would tell you that I've been saying for almost a year now that this offense is a 40 burger waiting to happen. How is that tied into what the defense can do? I'm going to tell you right now, and if you read the tea leaves that they're hanging out there for everybody, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, they're talking about being extremely explosive, the most explosive offense in the league. How does that help the defense? I'll tell you right now. If they can put up, say, 14, 20 points, 21 points in a half, you're going to kind of handicap the offense, the other team's offense to have to play catch up. And that's definitely playing into the hands of the defense. And so you got edge rushers, defensive tackles, linebackers that are going to come screaming out there after you. Even some of the DBs, they're going to pin their ears back and run after the quarterback and really, really probably rack up a whole bunch more sacks than we probably would have had. Probably get a whole bunch more turnovers because the ball is going to be in the air. That's just the natural reaction to an offense putting up good numbers on you. And so that's going to give the defense a tremendous advantage. And yes, I expect the offense to be a lot more explosive and the defense to be able to feed off of it. That doesn't take anything away from the defense. I just think they'll be having the offense play left-handed after our offense puts up a certain amount of numbers gives them a great advantage. And people ask me all the time, how are we going to get the amount of turnovers that we had last year? I just explained it to you. When they can pin their ears back, more and more opportunities are created. You still there, Shawn? Oh, crap. Did we lose Shawn? Uh-oh. I'm the host of the show right now? Hey, somebody give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Somebody. Because I don't know what just happened to Shawn. Anybody that can hear me, give me a thumbs up, please. Shawn must now I'm gonna have to audible into nomad mode. Okay, thank you. That must be thank you, Junior. I think that's you, Junior, right? Yeah, Shawn must have his feed must have dropped, so we give him some time to get it back together. Let me just continue to talk about what I think that thank you, Cornelius. Yeah, so I think that their ability to be able to score points in bunches early in games, you got it that they're gonna have to get off to a great start in games, which they didn't do a whole lot of that last year. Thank you, Patty. They didn't do a whole lot of that last year. That's got to change right away this year. We got to put some points on the board, anywhere between 14, 17 points at a minimum. Put 14 to 17 points on the board. You're going to force that other team's offense to come out and play fast and try to hurry up and match points with you. And that's going to give the defense an advantage. You'll see right away, depending on who we play. If we get out there to before halftime, 14, 20 points, watch how many turnovers are created for the defense from that point on. Yeah, Shawn, you say he must have made Ellie mad. I don't know who Ellie is, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's booting back up and getting ready to pop back in here. Wow, here I am hosting Shawn's show right now. But yeah, it's a lot. I'm interested to see. I don't think this last preseason game, is going to tell us a whole lot about much, because I think right now, there he goes.
Sorry about that, fellas. Ladies
What
and
up,
gentlemen, I have
Austin?
no idea what the hell. Well,
What
go
up,
ahead.
man? I got your back. Don't worry about it. It was good. You there still, Shawn?
Oh yeah, I'm here. You're in the middle of a thought. I didn't want to interrupt it.
Oh no, man. I was just trying to keep it flowing and blowing until you got back here.
Oh, okay. Where did we leave off? I was so flustered.
Talking about the offense and you're basically framing it whether the scales have reversed, where we're going to be more oriented team versus defense for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think Ben Johnson's going to say, "Stop me if you can." I think he's going to take the old Jimmy Johnson adage, "It's not my job to stop me from scoring; it's yours." And I think Ben's going to want to put up as many points as possible against teams, because he sees the deficiency, so to speak, with the defense. All right, GervonDexter hasn't made the impact that they wanted. I'm still not a big fan of Montez Sweat. You can save me with your double-digit sacks. You know how I feel, man. Don't tell me how many you get. Tell me when you get them. All right? I don't care if you get them in the first quarter. All right? That's nice. It's a pat on the back. But I need them I need everyone scared of you in the fourth quarter. Because when I mention Myles Garrett, when I mention Micah Parsons, all right, these are guys oh, snap. Third quarter, fourth quarter, those guys are making plays. Montez Sweat is not one of those guys yet. You have the numbers, that's cool, but it's not in impactful moments enough for me. And I say that in one of the Packer games, the last games, the last play before it went to overtime, the last play, he got a sack. That was what I need. That's what I need from you, Montez Sweat. At the end of the game, I don't care if they hold you all 3.5 quarters, but that fourth quarter, that's where I need him to become a monster and get his sacks then. So I'm anxious to see how this defense plays out. Staying with that defense, let's talk about the other side. Austin Booker is going to be his third year now. He's gotten bigger, stronger, faster. Dio Dengbo is healthy. Okay, talk to me about that other defensive end. And don't forget Jamari Croma. Remember, you and I both like Jamari Croma coming out of James Madison a couple years ago.
It is let's just start with him. And number one, I do think it's, for the time being, it's Dio's job right now, and everybody else fills in the blanks. And I know we're ready to see Austin Booker, as a starter, but it might still take some time for him to get in there. But it really, to me, it never matters to me who starts a game. It really never does. It just matters who gets a certain amount of reps and when. Like Shawn was saying about, when you make plays as a defender, You really make your money on, the timing of when you make a play on a third down. Any cornerback can tell you that. Any edge rusher can tell you that, or any defender can tell you that. What did I do on gotta have it plays? Third down, getting us off the field. And I think the unit is going to be better than we expect it to be, just by way of how much they improved on the interior, which I guess we'll talk about at some point. But back to the edge rusher, Jeremy Cromer. Like, I can remember looking at his tape from James Madison. I was like, oh, he's got some stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Jeremy Cromer at James Madison playing against guys that might be working at a liquor store right now, you probably played one or two guys that are NFL caliber players the whole time he was there, maybe a handful. You know what I mean? So the amount of talent that he had to face, like real NFL talent that he had to face at James Madison, not very high. And so I was expecting him to take a little bit of time when he got here to get NFL ready. You know what I mean? And that's one of the only things Flus was right about the whole time he was here was it takes defensive linemen a couple 2 to 3 years before they're ready to really produce on the NFL level, because you got people that get paid to stop you, and they're the best of the best in the world to stop you. And they're going to stop you unless you really fill up your tool bag. And I can see how much work he's done with his hands. And right away I saw that. Speed to power, long arm to power, club over, club under. Everything was in play, and that was impressive. And now you start to see why is this guy constantly lingering around on the team? It's because of reasons we never were able to see. They were able to see this stuff in practice and just like, okay, I'm itching to put him out here in real time and see what this looks like in front of another team. And so that's why that guy's still here. And he still has even though some people might look at it as a long shot, I think he's got a fair enough shot to get on this team and actually get to the 53 and get some reps.
I agree with you, man. His motor is another thing that impresses me. He just does not stop. It's like we talked about Austin Booker's. We've talked about Austin Booker's motor since he got here. Austin Booker just never stopped. Jeremy Cromer's another dude, but he seems like he's much stronger.
Oh, let me speak. Can I speak to that real quick, Shawn?
Yeah.
I should have mentioned that in the first place. One of the first things that I noticed, and anybody that was at the show when he had that really good game against Cleveland, the first thing I noticed about him, they were showing him on the sidelines, jumping up and down before the game even started. I was like, oh, he turned that all into lean mass.
Yes, he did.
Lean and strong, and he had a little bit of body fat on him, and I ain't saying
felt now.
Yes, man, he looks great, bro.
He's ripped.
Really good.
He got that small waist, and I was like, yeah, he's worked his ass off to get leaner and stronger. And yes, that was the first thing I saw too. I was like, ooh, Charlie.
He ain't the only one. Little guy, like last year, if you saw Jalen, like if you put a side-by-side shot of Jalen Johnson's screen of his face, and I know he was coming off a significant injury. You saw his face then and now. You'd be like, oh, okay, you must have lost a couple of pounds. He's trimmed off the body fat. I seen that with him. I saw that with GervonDexter. Tyreek Stevenson, I noticed that about. So quietly behind the scenes, the trainers are working these individualized plans really, really well. How can we get you in peak shape and keep stamina and keep weight on you throughout the season? That's the hardest thing, especially for a cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
And receivers is I could gain 15 pounds of muscle in the off season and lose every bit of it, but about 3% of it once the season starts, because you're going and blowing all the time. So the individualized plan is what they call an ITP, individualized treatment plan for each player, is going really well inside of House Hall. And I don't know if anybody's talking about that. I'm seeing a huge difference in how lean these guys are. You even got Caleb Williams that's dropped pounds and gained muscle at the same time. That's very hard to do.
Yeah, that's vital. That's one thing people don't talk about or may or not be aware of, or may say, well, why did Caleb lose 10 to 15 pounds? Well, a lot of it was baby fat, right? Yep. And then as you get older, at that age, now you're starting to put on real lean muscle mass. And people, to lose that much weight means he had a lot more baby fat than possible because he got stronger. We all know, muscle is more dense than fat. So, you can lose sizes.
Hey, Shawn, tell him stop eating all them damn Suzy Q's and Sour Patch Kids when you go to the house. You'd be all right.
Yep. That's the truth, especially coming in, as a rookie, in college, he has his own apartment, but, you get to eat whatever you want for all intents and purposes. When you're a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, there's not a lot of people are going to tell you what to and not to eat. But here, I love the way they approached him, when Ben Johnson's coached him hard. He loves that type of coaching. He's flourishing in that type of coaching, and he's lost weight. So, and remember, Caleb Williams had one of the fastest miles per hour, if not the fastest mile. I think it was like second or third fastest mile per hour in the NFL last year. Like, that dude was moving. And now imagine him losing a couple pounds of baby fat and adding more lean muscle. That dude that scramble might be a bigger weapon for him this year.
Shawn, I'm glad you mentioned that because I remember specifically coming out of high school. You see guys on tape in high school, and then you go out there and play them. It's pretty much what you expect. And you get to college, and how deceptive the speed looks on tape, and then once you start playing against somebody, it's very deceptive. And I always thought Caleb had deceptive speed, and I look at him on tape, and I kind of know why some of these guys are surprised because you see that all the time when people are asked questions about Caleb Williams at the podium.
Yeah.
They're always surprised of how much faster he is when you up close and personal with him. That shit jumps out when you watch tape in college and then you start playing in real games. Like, oh, he's a little fast. All right, let me get on my wheels. Let me get on my boogie a little faster. Now, I ain't gonna let him. He's got deceptive speed, and now that he's trimmed a little bit more, you'll see some of those 15-yard little scampers turn into a 30, 35-yarder. Some of them he might house. You know what I mean? I think he's put that helps you have long speed, so you can finish a play.
Yep.
You don't get tired in the middle of it and be like, all right, let me find some dirt to go lay down in.
Guys, we're joined by Nomad from the Nomad Network. We're talking Chicago Bears football here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Talk to me about this tight end group and how I envisioned Ben sitting there thinking of his three tight ends holding a cat and rubbing his cat's head like a villain going,
Oh, yeah. You right about that. You are so right about that. Shawn, look, let me tell you something. Again, this is one of those, I've been on my pedestal being Reverend Ike preaching about this. And you have no idea that every game plan, I don't care who we face, look at that schedule we're going to face. Just know that when Ben Johnson and that team, they get after that game Sunday or whenever they have it, when they go back to the drawing board to start scheming up for the next team, the one thing they're going to be looking at first, well, two things. How can we attack them on the ground with the backs, and how can we use these tight ends to help, stretch out that approach? And from there, the rest of the game plan will be built out. And you start talking about Rome, you start talking about LB3. It all starts from the running backs being able to perform on the ground, using these tight ends and making them applicable to the approach and hiding them within the scheme. So them being great blockers, all of them, to be able to spill out and give you easy chunk yardage when you need them. It's extremely difficult for a defense, and you're talking to a defensive person. It's extremely difficult when you put out that kind of personnel and it puts a coach into conflict. Do I stay light? Do I go a little bit heavy to try to defend it? And they're waiting on you to make that decision. And it goes back to Ben Johnson rubbing the cat with the evil smile. Like, yeah, we waiting on you to make that decision so we can take it to your ass.
Because whatever you do is wrong. Because I've said this before. So if you want to go light, cool. Now I'm going to throw for Cole Kmet with a bigger body. Colson Loveland got a bigger body against you. Cool. You want to go heavy? Okay, no problem. Colson Loveland can run away from defenders. Sam Roush can run away from linebackers. So what do you do? Whatever you do is wrong. And that's why I pictured him just like
Shawn, he's gonna have that can go so bad for another team. He might create a fist fight on the sideline between the head coach and the D coordinator. I'm telling you.
Can you stop these damn tight ends?
I'm in conflict. What do you want me to do? There's no right answers to this, man. You're gonna either leave that nickel package out there, dime package, whatever you got going on, and stay true to you don't want the big play to happen, or you're gonna bulk up and keep them from jamming the ball down your throat. Whichever one you're gonna do, they're gonna be able to take advantage of.
Dude, I remember so many times in college. Coach Duffner, he's awesome. He's a linebacker coach for the Bengals now, I think. He was with the Dolphins for a while. He's been bouncing around the league. But I remember a couple of times him yelling at the defensive coordinator, "You better stop this goddamn offense!"
You know exactly what it is. There's going to be some tension on the sidelines, right? People going to point fingers, and some stuff could erupt.
Kevin Coyle was the defensive coordinator. He's in the league too. He was with the Giants for a while. He goes, "Coach Coyle, you better stop this. God bless it," because he never cursed. Coach Duffner cursed in my 3 years with him before he left to go to Maryland after my junior year. I think I heard him curse twice, and I think one was shit and the other was ass. In those 3 years, those are the only two bad words I ever heard him say. "You gonna stop this God blessed offense, Coyle?"
Hey,
yell at the sideline, man, on the sideline.
Hey, Shawn, just to emphasize what you're talking about, let's get into a little bit more X's and O's here. When you're in a 12 or 13 personnel, and the first thing, the principles of every defense, whenever they see that personnel, stop the run. Stop the run. Okay, now they're play actioning out of it. Now the tight ends are spilling out, and the quarterback is doing keepers and things like that. It's difficult. It's difficult to really itemize a play like that it's not like we have tight ends that are just basically extra offensive linemen and just decoys. No, these are live weapons that they can use, and that ball can end up in any of those hands and somebody's on the chase. And so it's hard to play a man-to-man defense against something like that, but you almost have to. You almost have to, and just hope everybody stays true to the principles. Trying to play a zone against that man, when you got the right quarterback and he has the right kind of weapons, you can just pick that apart all the way down the field.
Because we got to go back to what you mentioned before. You talked about every level. You talked about the safety, having to pause for a second to decide if he's got to come down and run support.
Yep.
You talked about the linebackers who's got to realize, got to pause for a second to realize if he's got to come in, he's got to fill a gap. You talked about the edge rushers who are going for the most part. You go get the quarterback, but oh shit, I got to go get the running back because he got the ball. Well, now if you're not sure in that play fake, all right, well you got the jumbo person, you're in 13 personnel. You're like, well, they're going to run the ball. Okay, well Caleb fakes it, and the opposite. Say Caleb fakes it to the left. That the right defensive end or the guy over the right tackle, he's going to collapse going to chase the ball. Well, guess what? Now Caleb can boot outside, and now they've lost contain, and now they're screwed. And because it's tough to yell at them because one of the things you say as a defensive coordinator, and I'm telling you from experience, you can't yell at them because like, okay, am I supposed to go get the ball? Okay, I'm going to get the ball. Well, then now he got outside. Then they say, well, stay outside. Wait till the fake happens. Well, if the fake doesn't happen, he hands it off. Well, as the offensive line is blocking, there comes a crease because that defensive end has stayed there, and there's a crease on the inside of that defensive end, and now there's a cutback for the running back, and now the defensive end can't make the tackle. He's standing on an island. You'll see that. You guys will see that. How many times did we see it last year? That running back cut back, and there was all he had was running inside the defensive end who was 3 or 4 yards away. He can't catch him. That's because of the tight ends. That's because they don't know if they're blocking, or what the play is, because those guys can leak out. They might have got their ass chewed out for collapsing, and then Caleb booting, and stay home, and the running back cuts up inside of them. It's a tough deal when you run the ball as well as we do with the tight ends, because like we talked about, dude, that's jumbo, that's big personnel, that's 13 personnel, but it's the way we have our tight ends are, excellent receivers as well, and that's going to drive defensive coordinators crazy.
And I love how when they do put that personnel out there, how they use that one receiver out there, he's usually tight in the bunch. Let's just say he squeezes a little bit tight in alignment and not so much far to the hashes out there. When he's tight in there, that's another little advantage because now, however, whatever defense they're playing, they don't know whether he's setting up some kind of outbreaking pattern or whether he's setting up an outbreaking pattern for a second move to take you upfield. So that's another little hidden advantage inside there, how tight the splits are, things like that. This is all kinds of, man, we're going to end up in the weeds, Shawn, here and talking some stuff that they ain't following us. And be honest with you, where we going right now, I don't think they can follow us. Some of them can.
Yeah, some of them can. But that's the reason I get excited about this offense is because of what Ben can do. And what I had said before is it's a new day here in Chicago. Chicago Bear fandom has to understand this is Ben Johnson's offense. I know it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but this is his offense. He knows exactly what he needs for his offense. So the number one player at a position might not be a good fit for the position that he needs. Remember, everyone said Tyler Warren, the best tight end. And then he goes out and he takes Colson Loveland. Everyone was like, what? Who? What? Why? And what does he do? He leads the team in yards. And this is after not playing a lot in the beginning because he wasn't able to block. So we have to get used to the fact that Ben Johnson knows exactly what he wants. And when he gets it, it's not a reach. Well, he's a fourth-rated running back. He's the third-rated this. He's the fourth. It doesn't matter. He's the perfect fit for Ben Johnson's offense. Just because he's third or fourth or fifth or sixth rated by quote-unquote scouts or analysts doesn't mean that he's not the best person for that position. That's what the Bears are doing now, and we have to get used to that and say, why didn't he take him? We should have taken Tyler Warren. Well, guess what? Tyler Warren had a nice year last year. But Colson Loveland had a really nice year last year as well. Mm-hmm. We have to understand that what he's doing and be comfortable with it, because until he's makes mistakes, he's been Midas. Everything he's touches turns to gold.
Shawn, I'll give you guys a nugget, and I'm talking about very early in the season. I'm talking about through about 4 games. I'll give you guys a hot take. I think outside of, it could be another couple of guys that can reach this threshold, but I'm telling you, the guy that's going to tear defenses apart early in the season is going to be Khalif Raymond. They're going to use him to rip defenses to shreds with motions and, jet sweeps and different stuff like that to set up the teams for that aspect of the game and then take advantage from there. The game, basically the field gets wider and bigger once he starts to be really, really effective. The tight ends become more live rather. There's such thing as liver. And
we can make up words here. It's fine.
I can do that well too, man. I got a lot of them. But yeah, I think it's going to be Khalif Raymond. Mark my words. He's going to be ripping defenses up early in the season. They're going to use that slot receiver, which is why they had to go and make sure that they put enough of an investment in the free agent market and draft that guy as well. That position is going to tear stuff up early in the games. And then following that, it's going to be the tight ends tearing stuff up while the running backs are taking chunks out of it. Watch. It's going to be probably one of your MVPs through the first 4 games.
I think you might be right. And then it makes sense because you signed a veteran, Khalif Raymond, Holy Cross grad. Thank you very much. To mentor Xavier Thomas, a guy, Khalif Raymond. He's Khalif Raymond, just like 8 years younger. You know what I mean? So now you're looking at a dude who's the second coming. You just replace him. All right, that's all you're doing. You just replace them. Like a lot of these old rich dudes, they just replace a younger, newer model. That's all they get every so often. And I think that's what this is going to be. Not saying Khalif isn't dangerous. He is. But he's dangerous, and he's teaching the tricks of the trade to another guy who's younger. Hey, you and I both know ain't nothing like having them young legs. Yeah. Ain't nothing like having them young legs, man. And he's teaching him the tricks of the trade. Man, that Xavier Thomas is going to As long as he doesn't get hurt, like like our guy Johnny,
knocking on wood for you,
Johnny Knox. He's going to be a big problem, which only opens things up more for Luther Burden and Rome Odunze and Colson Loveland and Cole Kmet. And one of the things that I said you said Khalif Raymond. I said the dude who's going to destroy and really have a lot of people fighting in defensive rooms is Sam Roush.
Yeah, I think listening to Ben Johnson talk, I think he's a little bit behind the 8 ball right now. When I say what behind the 8 ball, I'm talking about in the information phase of installing offense. I just heard him talk about that. Somebody asked him a question last time, right before the joint practice or something. Mm-hmm. And he explained that, we love him. We think he's going to be huge later on down the line. But right now, he basically said he's not there. So until that happens, it's just information retention. Like I said, it's about how much can you remember. And those tight ends, they have a load on their plate too, because there's so much movement going on and, changing of the formation, changing your splits. You got to know a lot to execute these plays. And sounds like Roush is a little bit behind right now.
Okay. I think he will be a problem once he catches up. Hell, dude, you went to Stanford. What the hell?
Hey, everybody's learning curve ain't the same, man.
I hear you. You went to Stanford, though, damn it.
Hey, I know a whole bunch of educated dummies out here. That ain't nothing. That's nothing, man. One thing I found out about what kind of mind I have when I went to college, Shawn, and it's basically I got a photographic memory. Like when I see things like when I'm playing the game, as the player's getting called in the huddle, a picture of what I saw on a notebook or on a screen comes up in my head, and I know exactly what to do. Whereas other people, they see it differently. They see us on the field. They see individual players, the actual players. I see X's and O's. And so it keeps me where I need to be. And I was teaching, some of the offensive guys the plays because I was teaching him how to think about it differently, learn it differently than what they are, thinking of it. And I'll be in my personal time going through plays with them. They be like, how you know this, man? I'm just one of those people. Once you show me something, I get it. You know what I mean? It's not the same for everybody.
No. We all learn differently, and you look at it like, because you get the concept. Because your job is to stop the concept on that side of the ball. So you have to understand what the concept is, what they're trying to do. So if you understand what it is, then you can teach them what they're supposed to be doing if they don't understand it. I get it. Yeah. I get it. Look at my man, Mr. Smokefellow, Damani. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Said it took Colson Loveland a minute to get going last year. Roche will be fine. I agree. And because Sam Roush is going to be
Luther too, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Luther Burden he didn't start jumping off to the end of the year.
Yeah.
He had the one long flea flicker. That was like his first touchdown. But other than that, first couple games, it took him a while. And I think because when Roush is in, if you're in 12 personnel, all right, if you're in 11 personnel, well, probably 12. You got the receivers, and you still got Colson Loveland. You ain't thinking about Sam Roush, dude. Come on.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Let's keep it a buck. You are not. You're thinking about Rome. You're thinking about Luther. You're thinking about Colson Loveland. You're thinking about DeAndre Swift coming out of the backfield. You are not thinking about Sam Roush. And that dude can catch the ball and run. Now, he's no George Kittle. He's not a Colson Loveland. But that dude is athletic and can run after the catch, and that's going to be a problem. That's that Mother Hubbard who's going to get you on 3rd and 8, and he gets 8.5, 9. Like, who the hell got the tight end? Like, that's the second tight end.
Gonna get somebody cussed completely the F out and probably because you're not staying true to the principle of the defense. You know your job as a tight end, but caught you looking.
Yeah, because you're not worried about this dude because you got Colson Loveland who led the team in yards, and in your scouting report, he led the Bears in yards. Watch him. So you watch it. Oh, he's got to step on my other guy. Let me lean over, and now here comes Sam Roush. This is going to be one of the. I'm not even thinking about 2027. My feet are going to be where I'm at. I can't wait to see the growth. Because imagine when Sam Roush gets it. When he gets it, like we saw what happened when Colson got it. We saw what happened when Luther Burden got it. We saw, and I think, what do you think about Rome? Because I think Rome, because he's such a perfectionist. Remember, he was the last one at the combine trying to get that 3-cone drill down. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
He wants to show he's wide receiver one. I think Luther Burden just got that swag in him that he wants to be the big dog. You got a whole bunch of crazy competitive people out there, and this is going to be Caleb better not have any favorites. And I think with Rome going out last year, he was able to pick the open receiver better than before Rome went out. If he continues to find the open receiver, Lord have mercy. Ben Johnson is going to say, catch us if you can.
Rome is going to be our horse. He's going to be our horse. And, I know people are extremely excited about Luther Burden, and for good reason. But I'm telling you, Rome is going to be stability on the outside. It's going to keep us in games, going to keep us moving chains. And his performances are, to me, will produce either at some point early in the season or later on in the season, teams will start scheming, trying to take him away. I think Ben Johnson is smart enough to know that the activity of the other guys around him is going to be largely determined on how live they make Rome Odunze and create a double team and put a defense to a disadvantage. And I'm telling you, he's going to be the horse, and he's probably going to get the lion's share of the looks. And, what he does with him, we'll see. But I think he's poised. People keep telling me, like, he's so much cleaner on his route running. And he was a pretty good route runner before we got him. But now he's really working with with L, and they really, really sharpening him up, man. And the better route running he can have out there, he can get even better separation. So he's not like a speed burner down the field. It's going to be like 5-7 yards away from a defender. He's going to be like, at the most, you might get a little 2-yard separation, throw me the ball. But the better he can get at stemming his routes with a slight push off and getting him some separation, he's going to be good, man. He could put himself in that category this year, man. I think it's going to be him.
Okay. I think me personally, I think Luther Burden might leapfrog him as quote unquote wide receiver one, or like the go-to guy. But I think Rome is because of his competitive nature.
It might look like that certain games, Shawn, but I think primarily it's going to be Rome, and then Rome, the whole game plan spills open off of that.
Yeah. Well, here's the cool part. We don't got it. And truth be told, Nomad, I don't give a rat's ass who is wide receiver one.
And me neither, bro.
I don't get, because they're all going to eat.
Yeah.
They're all going to eat. And that's the crazy part. And you talked about it. Depending on the matchup, if you have a very suspect nickelback, guess what? We're using that slot all day long. You're going to use Luther Burden. We're going to flex out Colston. We're going to create the mismatch on that. Find the weak link. You are the weak link. Goodbye, and burn them. And that's where Ben's sitting with his cat going.
Shawn, that's the beautiful thing about it all. No matter how you scheme up a game plan against the Chicago Bears offense, we have a dog to sick on you. All we got to do is open up the gate and let him out.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, yeah. Man, Nomad, great stuff today, bro. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your insight. You're one of the guys I respect greatly. Okay, your opinions and your thoughts. Great stuff, man. But do me a favor before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
We are at the Nomad Network. I'm going to kick in for my boys, too. We are at not Sports Zone Chicago, but what is Trips? Somebody help me out. Triple R's network over there. I'm having a brain fart. It's early for me. And Kids of Canuck. And we will be live come Saturday at 4:30. We'll go live 30 minutes before the game and do the in-game broadcast. And after that, we normally wouldn't do a show Sunday because we're going to be doing like 6-something hours worth of content, doing the live game and the post game after that. But we're going to do a special show on Sunday because at 8 p.m. Central, because that's when we're in cut down territory. And then we're pretty sure it's going to be some live action during that show. We'll see some stuff. They may cut some guys and pick up a couple of guys, and we're going to be live for some of that action. So make sure you tuned in with us all weekend, man. We're going to be rocking it out.
Great stuff, bro. I am fired up. We'll be in touch soon, man. Thanks again.
Hey, man, come on over there this weekend if you feel like it, man. We're going to have it's going to be some action going on Saturday and Sunday. Just know that. Well, mostly Sunday, so stay tuned for that. We're going to try to get as many bodies in the studio, and we're going to talk about it all. The cut down day is going to be live and in effect.
I'll see what I can do. I do have some plans this weekend, but I'll see what I can do.
All right, man. Y'all take care. I almost said no maniacs, but people who are no maniacs, the sports owners over there, y'all take care, man. Appreciate you, Shawn. You know you're my brother, and anytime, anywhere, we can get one cracking if you want to.
Sounds good, no man. We'll talk soon, bro. Thank you.
I'll holler at y'all later.
All right. Guys, Nomad from the Nomad Network. Doing his thing, giving us insight. Man, oh man, oh man. Great, great, great stuff. Listen, I'm telling you what, great stuff, Nomad. And let's not get it twisted. Tomorrow, if you're on the south side, I need you to come here.
Okay, let's go.
That's it. Tomorrow, Tap That Ash. Cigar Lounge, 11151 South Halstead. High noon. 2 cigar minimum. The boys are back in town. The Humidor Sports and Cigars podcast brought to you by Sports Zone Chicago. They're going to be there. You saw one in the chat. Damani Pugh, Mr. Lucky Lefty, Mr. It's 5 o'clock somewhere himself will be there. I'm telling you, it's always a hell of a time hanging out with the Smoke Fellas, boy. I tell you, it is one hell of a time. Pull up, check out the live broadcast. It is going to be dope. I'm gonna have some Sports Zone Chicago gear. And listen, if you can't make it, here's what I need you to do: go to SportsZoneChicago.com. Get your stuff now. Stop playing around. Get your Sports Zone Chicago hat, your hoodie, your quarter zip. Get your Bears shirts, your Sports Zone Chicago shirts, your Bears Victory Monday shirts, because you know that there's going to have a lot of Bears Victory Mondays. Get your FGB shirts, your hashtag Coaching Matters shirts. We got a couple new shirts, a couple new designs for this year. We'll get those up probably about a week or so. Or go get your Cigar Fanatic shirts. I'll be having those for sale tomorrow over at the at Tap That Ash. But if you're not going to make it, just click on just use the what is this called? The QR code. Sorry. Use the QR code. That'll take you right to SportsZoneChicago.com, and you can get all your Sports Zone Chicago swag. All right, your good, better, best t-shirts, hoodies, get them all. Stop playing around. There we go. Here we go. It's like that. That's what I need. Good, better, best. All right. Well, listen, 2 hours is come and gone. I want to thank my guy Nomad for coming on, talking Bears. Hope you enjoyed that conversation. You know, when I get with a guy like people like him, we get really deep into football, and we started getting little X's and O's. Hope we didn't lose a lot. I think a lot of you are smart enough to understand it. All right, and if you didn't, I apologize. Just we get 2 football guys talking, it gets a little crazy. That's the kind of football that I love talking. All right, so listen. I want you guys to have a great weekend. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. There's tons of stuff going on in Chicago. House Music Fest started yesterday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right, there's about 5 other fests going on somewhere around the city of Chicago. Get to one. Get to a rooftop. Get to a patio. Okay? Go to dinner, drinks, happy hour. Told you, make memories. Let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right, I hope I get to see some of you guys tomorrow over at Tap That Ash at 11151 South Halstead Street in the Windy City, in the Chi. Okay? Love to see you. Come up and say hi. I said I should have some stuff for sale, but I'll be producing the show probably most likely from the venue. And and the Smoke Fellas would love to meet you. Come on out, say hi to the Smoke Fellas, and just say what's up. All right? But listen, I got to get out of here. Don't forget, 12:15, Second City Sports with Lakina and Sydney. They're going to talk 2 more hours. of Chicago sports, so tune into them a little later today. But I got to get out of here because I am hungry. That workout today at CrossFit was the bomb. It was all explosive stuff. It was hand cleans, and that is my jam. My favorite exercise of all time is hand cleans. Woo! They had us rolling, so I was sweating like a sweater. I haven't eaten since then, so I am hungry. So I'm about to get out of here with you mugs. Go get some stuff that I got. I got some chicken wings ready to eat. I am fired up. So you guys have a great weekend. Hope to see some of you tomorrow. Okay. From everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a great week. If you're not going to be good, be careful. Your boy is out.
Come on, race the